Good morning, traders. Welcome to today's market review. This is Fred Razak at CMTrading. Today is December 9th, 2015, and today is Wednesday morning. So looking at the economic calendar today, just one thing coming up, the New Zealand dollar, and that's coming up at 10 p.m. South African time. There's going to be a cash rate number that's going to come out. That's pretty much an interest rate, and then they're going to do a conference call afterward, a press release at 10:05. So that should be, if you're up around that time and you're trading, might be kind of interesting to look at what happens at the New Zealand dollar. It has been trading recently. We'll look at it. But first, let's look at the EURUSD. We sold off yesterday, kind of hit this bottom of 108, and we rallied right back to 109. So we're about almost 80 pips back into closer to where we rallied off towards the end of last week, and then the brief sell-off on Friday. And now, so looking at the EURUSD, it looks like it's firming up. It's getting a little bit stronger. Meaning to say, I'm not as bearish as I used to be when we were on this 105 level. And, you know, it might just come up to having a new range until there's some sort of further confidence, and then we'll continue rallying into the 115 area, 114 area. So altogether, it has been in this range between 116 and 105, but as you can see, there are opportunities to make money in it on a daily basis. It's not as volatile as it was, let's say about a half a year ago, but it still has character and it still has where to make money. So we're trading within this range. Let's see if we hit back at 109.55 and see if maybe we break it even. But I would look to see where we're going to be trading in this range to see how we're going to unfold. Looking at the Dow Jones yesterday, big sell-off on the Dow Jones. Let's look at it. That was yesterday's sell-off pretty much. And that is breaking this 17,685 level. We're trading at 17,589. This is another threshold right here, as you can see, 17,500. So we are still trading in a range, okay? But the question is are we going to be trading between 17,500 and 800 or 17,600 levels? So that remains to be seen. But as you can see, we are still somewhere between these two thresholds. But what is clear is that at 17,850, we had a really serious resistance. 1, 2, call that 3, maybe call that a half, 4, 5, 6, 7, and that's 8-ish. So a tremendous resistance at 17,850. Sorry that I missed it on the short side, but you could see that clearly that it's not as strong as it used to be. The question is, are we going to continue going down, or are we going to rally towards closer to this area towards the end of the year? That remains to be seen. But you know, the bears look like they're taking off, so it's kind of a hard call because so much of the seesaw ride is reflected in this index. Looking at the New Zealand dollar tonight, again at 10 p.m. we're going to have a cash rate coming out. It's been trading, you know, looking at it right here, we hit this level in mid-November, selling off. These are the two extremities. Let's mark them between 67 and 64. That's about a 300 pip range. But altogether, we're right now in the middle of that range. So what I'd like to see is some sort of positive news coming out of New Zealand dollar, and thereby maybe you know, challenging this upper limit, just like we did with the euro. So I mean, considering where we've come from, okay, which is about 2,000 pips away. Okay, the dollar really rallied against the New Zealand dollar. You know, we still have way to go up. So if the New Zealand dollar should at all replicate the euro, then I think we still have ways to go up. And you know, that remains to be seen. I would keep this on, you know, my radar, especially if you're up tonight to trade it. Looking at oil, we're trading at $38 a barrel right here. We breached this $39, $40, obviously the more pertinent number, and now we're trading at 38.23. I would still say that we're on a downward spiral, especially with the relative weakness of this commodity, especially during the time of the year. We mentioned that, this is when most of the consumption of oil happens during the year, and if the prices are going down, that really replicates on how weak the price of oil has gotten, or the demand for it, or really the surplus of supply for it, or however you want to cut the cake. It's weak and it's shortable, and that's until it shows us some sort of strength, it's still shortable. Looking at gold is resistant to fall beneath this 1050 level. As we saw, we hit this 1050 level, and then we rallied back to 1086, and now we find ourselves somewhere in the upper middle part of that. So the question is I still think it's a short. I still think short when I think of gold. I haven't really decided, but if the markets do turn, if the Dow Jones does sell off, then that's usually an indication that gold will go up. So until that I have those two variables in check, I'm still a little bit bearish on it and a little bit more cautious than I was before because of the fact that the Dow Jones isn't rallying to all-time highs during this time of the year. It usually does. So that's what is disconcerting about the Dow Jones. Looking at the USD CAD, yesterday's number, good number for the CAD. We sold off a little bit here between 136 to 135-ish level. It looks like about 60 pips right here, which is not a big retracement, but for a index that's been just breaking new highs, new all-time highs almost. We're going back all the way back to 2002. This is quite a depreciation for the CAD. So I would look to see if there will be further retracement in this. Possibly you can chase it a little bit on the way down and take a little bit of a short. Those are my trading ideas for today. This is Razak at CMTrading. I wish you guys a great trading day. Thank you.